What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And man, that was definitely refreshing to see out of your Philadelphia Phillies tonight, everyone. Going against Sandy Alcantara, the reigning NL Cy Young champion from last season, and you put a 9 spot on him to end his night, and then you put a 15 spot in total on the Miami Marlins. Man, I was not expecting that off Sandy. I was not expecting that at all. If you told me this yesterday, that the Phillies would put a 9 spot off the reigning NL Cy Young champion, I would have called you crazy. Maybe I could have saw maybe 2 runs, a 3-run outing, and then having to rely on Matt STRAHM and the rest of the bullpen to just put away the Marlins. I would have expected that. But a 9-run cushion and then a 15-run outburst, I would not expect that. I would have called you crazy. But that's what we got today. That's what we got today. ALEC BOHM, 6 RBIs. Nick Castellanos, extra base hits galore. Brandon Marsh, the same thing, extra base hits. Bryson Stott in the leadoff spot. Everyone hits today. Trey Turner with a couple of hits. Kyle Schwarber with a couple of hits. Jake Cave with an absolute bomb. All right, to get everything started, Jake Cave, my God, he's basically done nothing all year. But to get that rally started in the 3rd inning, where everyone bats around, and he goes, whoo, off the second deck, that ball was murdered. It was crushed. That was the last person I expected to go up deep off of Alcantara. Honestly, that was the last guy I expected. And then you're thinking about the lineup today, you're, having a lot of question marks. Because if you're looking at the way the lineup was set up today, Bryson Stott gets moved up into the leadoff spot. I can deal with that because Bryson Stott, he's been basically on a different level to start the year. He hits another multi-hit game. He's hit in 10 games so far to start the season. So it's very understandable for Bryson Stott to be moved up that far in the lineup. Turner gets moved down to the 2-hole. Kyle Schwarber in the 3-hole. Castellanos still batting cleanup. ALEC BOHM batting 5th. Brandon Marsh batting 6th. But then if you look at that bottom, 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup, you're questioning to yourself, Jake Cave, another game of Cody Clemens at first base, and then Garrett Stubbs, the backup catcher, playing there. You're looking about against Sandy Alcantara. Ooh, that's a really, very bad 7, 8, and 9. Going up against Sandy. Understandably, JT has played a lot of baseball, and he struggled the past few games. Get him off his feet and have him, give him an off day. So there definitely were some concerns about the lineup going into today. But boy, howdy, did they prove us wrong. Did this lineup today proved us wrong and told us all to shut the hell up. That's basically what happened today. Because everyone in this lineup, besides Cody Clemens, got a hit. Everyone got a hit basically in this lineup. The Phillies went 9 for 19 with runners in scoring position. And let's talk about Matt STRAHM, okay? Matt STRAHM has been, in his first 2 outings, the game in New York against the Yankees where the Phillies got their first win of the season, he was fantastic in that game. He was even better today. The energy that he has on the mound, he got into a little bit of jams there, a couple of innings, but hey, he got out of it. He throws strikes. He goes out there and does the job. And some of the, the celebrations, every time, he misses a pitch, that he should have had there when, a ball goes out of the strike zone, you just hear him screaming on the mic to himself. So that shows you how dedicated he is to his craft right now. And Matt STRAHM has just been a great energy boost right now for this rotation. He's going to be a nasty guy when he goes back into the bullpen, because we all know when this, rotation gets fully fleshed out, when Ranger comes back and maybe eventually Andrew Painter gets thrown into the mix later on in the season. Matt STRAHM was originally signed to be, that long inning reliever type of guy and maybe makes a spot start here and there when a guy in the rotation needs a day break. We're seeing that showcase right here from Matt STRAHM. And he has been absolutely electric in his first 2 starts, man. It's just great. Just absolutely great what I'm seeing from Matt STRAHM. One of those reactions that he had after one of those strikeouts, he turns around, faces the camera, just gets a little, pump in the air, just making everyone go crazy. It's just fan favorite there, Matt Strahm. Do I buy a Matt Strahm jersey now? Because honestly, that energy just makes me want to go and buy gear for him. Makes me want to buy everything Matt Strahm. Grow hair to the length that he has. I'm already growing my hair out. Maybe do I grow it at Matt Strahm length? Do we go that far? Do I grow the flow out that far for Matt Strahm? Who knows? Who knows? But let's look at this lineup today. Just overall with the way they did. But if you're talking about the rest of the bullpen, you know, McKinley Moore comes out for his MLB debut. I think Rob stretched him out a little too far going for a second inning of work. You could tell that maybe he used up all of his adrenaline, all the energy there. He allowed a couple of runs, then Vasquez comes in. He allows a few hits, but eventually, you know, not worried at all. You had 13, 15 runs on the board at that point. You weren't going to blow this game. That's just bottom line there. The Marlins definitely just made it annoying because, come on, guys, you're losing by this wide of a margin. Throw the white flag, man. Like, throw the white flag. But you got the job done. Looking at Strahm's stats, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts on 59 pitches. He probably could have gone longer in this game, but if you're thinking about the entire, you know, flesh of work right here, the dude was sitting in between innings for a very long time, especially in that 3rd inning and especially in that 5th. He could have gone out for the 6th, but think about it. The Phillies batted around a couple of times in this ballgame, the 3rd and the 5th. He sat in that dugout for a while, and it's very difficult. Like, the most difficult thing for a pitcher is the wraparound inning. You know, coming back from the dugout because you're getting out of your groove, you're getting out of, you know, the workload there. You're resting. It could, you know, throw a little rust on you. So, understandably why, and there's really no force to make him go out there and pitch 6 innings in that wide of a margin of a lead. Throw some of your lower end relievers out there and get the job done. You didn't have to use any major guys today, so got the job done from the pitching side, and Matt Strahm was absolutely electric. But going back to the lineup, Bryson Stott in a leadoff spot continues to hit 2 for 6 in this ballgame. That's another multi-hit game for him. Batting .415 on the year currently. Trey Turner, a 3-hit ball game for him. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, so he bounced back after the past couple of games where he did not record a single hit. Kyle Schwarber has 2 hits in this ball game as well, 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a walk for him. Nick Castellanos, he had a fantastic game. He also got ejected from this game too later on, arguing balls and strikes. You could make the argument there that that was not a strike that he got, rung up on. He takes a little spot in the dirt, and the umpire just had enough. I mean, dude, you're done. There's no reason for this, even though that's very soft from the umpire on that standpoint. The dude just wants to go home. That's what it felt like. But Nick Castellanos, fantastic game, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, brought his average back up to 278. And hey, he looks like he has some attitude. He looks like he has a little bit of his swagger back. Still need to see the power, but I can handle Nick Castellanos getting multi-hit games and doubles as well. I would love to see a home run every now and then, but if he's doing this consistently, I can take that. ALEC BOHM, no, 3 for 5, 6 RBIs, and a 3-run absolute moonshot. Off a hanging curveball, though, but moonshot, man. Home runs in back-to-back days for BOHM. Both of those were absolute bombs. And we're showcasing that power. He said it in, his post-game press conference or post-game interview that last year, it's basically a different stride from him last year. This year, he's just trying to make good contact. He's not really trying to force a home run out there. He added the 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. So right now, this looks natural. It doesn't look forced. The past couple of years, he was trying to force the home runs to happen. Maybe now when he adds a little bit of that muscle, it doesn't need to be so forced. It could be natural with the way that he's doing it in the past couple of games, especially on opening day, too, against DeGrom. It just looked like a casual swing. All of these home runs, they look like casual swings. That's good for BOHM. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I love what I'm seeing from the kid. I do. I don't know why I'm calling him a kid. I'm younger than him. But you know what I mean. Brandon Marsh, 3 for 5 in this game, 3 RBIs. He had a solo shot as well. All of his hits were extra base hits. He's casually slugging .923. Casually. A casual slugging percentage of .923. My God. Have yourself a first 10 games, man. Jake Cave 2 for 5 in this game with a solo shot basically to start everything. Cody Clemens at first base. Obviously, he did not do anything at all. And then Garrett Stubbs. I'll give it to Garrett Stubbs. He clearly pulled something in his leg during one of his at-bats when he was forced to run the first base, I believe, on a strikeout. He clearly pulled something in his leg, and he played the rest of the game on it. Like, that takes, takes guts, man. Obviously, JT had an off day today. This was supposed to be his off day. I'm assuming Garrett Stubbs said, no, I could play on this. JT does not have to worry about coming out in this game. I'll play through it. You could definitely tell he was hampering with something there. So that's definitely something to monitor because, the catching depth with this team right now is a little thin, with Marchand being injured and all that stuff. So even though JT is going to be primarily playing catcher, so it's just something to monitor right now when JT needs a day off in the near future. So it definitely is. Runners in scoring position, 9 for 19. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. It was great. It was great, man. Absolutely fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Man, that was fun. That was fun. You also see Gene Segura get his National League Championship ring returning to Philadelphia with the Marlins. Nice little standing ovation that he had in his first at-bat as well. Always going to love Gene Segura. He always got his a little bit of beef in his early stages in Philadelphia, but I think he turned into a little bit of a fan favorite. He got a nice standing ovation there from the crowd. Definitely well-deserved for being in a major role last year, going to the World Series, getting that big hit against the Cardinals in that 9th inning where he just basically pokes it into the outfield to score a couple of runs. Made a couple of great plays against the Padres in the NLCS. So, he definitely deserved that. Definitely. But man, just overall, what a game. I think that's basically the summary right here. What a game. What a performance from everyone. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. No complaints whatsoever. And you did it against Sandy. Honestly, coming into this game now, you could declare Matt STRAHM the Cy Young winner, and Sandy Alcantara is one of the worst pitchers in baseball at this point. And if you're looking at Sandy Alcantara, his career versus the Phillies, he won a few games in the the first few matchups that he had against us, but basically since then he's barely won. It's either losses or no decisions for him. His career against the Phillies, 6-8 with an ERA of 3.79, 97 strikeouts, and 17 appearances. I believe majority of the games that he played last year against us, he had a no decision or a loss. The only time he beat us last year was early on in the season. The rest of them was a no decision, loss, no decision, loss. So yeah, right now the Phillies own Sandy. They definitely own Sandy. That's basically the bottom line there. It's just great looking at the innings right here with the bottom of the third with the Cave home run. Besides the Cave home run, all the runs in the bottom of the third were with 2 outs. Stock got a single. He stole second base during Turner's at bat. Turner singles. Schwarber walks. Castellanos doubles. Bohm singles to score a couple of runs as well. 5-0 after 3. You got it at 6th inning. Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber, they reach with singles. Castellanos singles down the right field line. He scores Trey. Schwarber over the third base. Bohm basically with a swinging bunt. Everybody's safe. Run scores. Bullpen comes in. Marsh doubles into the right field gap. Clears the bases. Makes it 9-0. Go to the 6th. Turner, Schwarber, Castellanos get on. Turner scores off the Castellano double, and then Bohm crushes one. And then basically the Marlins decided to feel like, hey, we can get our offense going too, but at the end of the day, it's just way out of reach. Way out of reach. Phillies got an RBI in the 7th, though. Good old Christian Pache coming in for Kyle Schwarber. I think Sosa came in for Turner at that point. Pache came in for Schwarber. Guys got on. Pache got him home. So, even at that point, I feel like you really got to wave the white flag if Christian Pache is hitting RBI singles off you. You should probably end the game right there at that point. Then you get the Marsh home run in the bottom of the 8th. He crushed that one too. He definitely did. And here's a stat for you, basically for the daycare of the Phillies. Can we still call him the daycare at this point? Because ALEC BOHM, he has an OPS right now of 1092. Brandon Marsh has an OPS of 1207. And Bryson Stott has an OPS of 912. Daycare 2.0? Mainly? Possibly? Maybe? I don't know. I can't think of words to say. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And he proved he can hit left-handed pitching today. Home run off a lefty, double off a lefty. Just put him in the lineup against lefties. This should really prove it to Rob. I know they threw in a guy that's basically just taking one for the team at this point, but I feel like this should really prove that, Marsh, right now, he's on a roll. He's made some mistakes, but he's been really good at the plate. A lot of his hits this year have been extra base hits, hence the 923 slugging that he has. It's just crazy. It really is. Absolutely insane from Marshy. We do have a text message here. Haven't got one of those in a while. Here on the Anytime Hotline, you can leave a voicemail or a text there at 215-839-9885. Any thoughts and opinions on any recaps here, news, updates, and everything like that. So let's get to the text message right here. This comes from Austin. What a great game, man. I think I might just go and catch a few this year if I can. Great stream and YouTube vids. Hope you go far. I thank you, Austin. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you for joining the stream as always. Also, for people that are here, if you're new to the channel, definitely do not forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. It does me a great deal. Join here the TTP Sports family. We do a great deal of service here for Philadelphia sports. We do. We definitely do. Hit the subscribe button. I recommend it. Good time. We have good times here. Definitely some bad times, but mainly good times, hopefully. Let's get to use some of you guys in the live feed here. There's really not that much else to talk about the game because it was a blowout. It was a blowout. Good. Felt good. Can't wait to hear your reaction on this one from Austin. Yeah. It was a fantastic game, man. There's nothing really much to say. Boom. Everyone hit. Everyone hit besides Clemens. With the 4, 5, and 6 hitters getting 12 RBIs, it was great to see the top of the order getting on base offensively. A great team when everyone hits. Yes, exactly. Matt STRAHM, yeah, man. All of his outings this year, he did have an appearance out of the bullpen in the Texas series. He didn't allow a run there either. So in 3 appearances so far, he has not allowed a run. And two of those were starts. So I love me some Matt STRAHM right now. I do. He's electric. And he's going to be nasty when he goes into the bullpen. When this rotation gets fleshed out. Everybody hits. Full of petition. How are you doing, man? Your wife calls you worse, Scott. We beat Alcantara. Happy day. Well, I guess we should have expected that because the Phillies do own Sandy Alcantara over the past couple of seasons. JT, yes, he did deserve a break. So, hey, all out there for Garrett Stubbs for playing on that leg that he obviously pulled something with. Yeah, STRAHM battled, man. That's all he does. He battles. And he goes out there with a purpose. He wants to throw strikes. Gets the job done. That's what you want from a guy. Especially that's making a spot start, and that's eventually going to go transition into the bullpen. That's what you signed him here for originally. He's going to be that long reliever type of guy, most likely to go with Nick Nelson. And he's going to be a guy that can get you spot starts when you really need it. And he's giving us that service right now, man. It's really good. And it's really fun to see, man. It really is. Boom, 440-foot bomb is absurd. Yeah, man, he crushed that ball. Crushed it. And, of course, they do all of this after the day I go. That always happens. That always happens. The day you go, they get shut out, and then the next day they score 20 runs. That's basically how it goes. Really, it does. If STRAHM continues to pitch this well, why not just let him keep starting? I wouldn't blame him, but at this point because Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, Taijuan Walker, they're going to be fine. Whenever Ranger Suarez comes back, that's most likely going to be at the end of the month, beginning of May. He's going to slot in there in the rotation. Bailey Falter's going to be that 5th guy. Maybe you could do a split between Bailey Falter and Matt STRAHM. But like I said, STRAHM's going to be that spot start guy when a guy needs a day off or an extra day of rest. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. And he's doing his job right now. And he's doing a fine, good job of it. Really fantastic. But yeah, not much else to say in this game. Looking at the rest of the next 2 games in this series against Miami, you're going to have your 2 better pitchers on the mound. So you have a really good chance to win this series. So first, let's win the series, and then we'll talk about sweep another day. First, tomorrow, you got a big task on you. Again, another really good pitcher on the mound, Jesus Luzardo. He has a .71 ERA this season. Lefty, I remember them playing him last year. Even though they did beat him. Did struggle against him last year, so definitely a guy that you want to try to get to. Aaron Nola on the bump. He definitely had a much better start against the Yankees. Way more improved than he did against the Texas Rangers, but I still believe he has more in the tank there. So I want to see at least Nola go at least 6 innings in this game tomorrow. Maybe you could push 7 if he's on a roll. So let's see. Let's see what Nola can do tomorrow. And then for Wednesday afternoon's game at 4 o'clock, you're going to have Wheeler against Edward Cabrera. So first, let's focus on winning the series. That starts tomorrow with Nola on the bump. I'm not sure what the lineup's going to be like tomorrow because there is a lefty on the mound. That's what the Luzardo is. So I'm not sure if Rob's going to go righty heavy again, like he did for the last lefty on the mound, Lodolo. So we'll definitely wait and see on that aspect. But try to win the series tomorrow, and then you focus on a sweep for Wednesday. Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Make us forget about, that bad loss yesterday against Cincinnati. Keep rolling. Keep getting these wins, especially, in this easier stretch of the schedule right here for April until it gets more difficult at the end of the month. Try to roll through these teams right here. Miami, Cincinnati again this weekend. You eventually play Colorado at home. Try to get some wins when you can. The White Sox too. Win the series tomorrow, and then we could talk about what happens for Wednesday. That's the most important task there. I want to see Nola go at least 6. I want to see him, be better tomorrow. And I do believe he can do that. Like I said, I do believe he's going to be better as the year goes along. It's mainly like, how they focused on spring training, getting guys healthy instead of, properly preparing them for the season to start. I think Nola is going to have his first great start tomorrow. I believe it. I can see it happening. So, thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. We're going to end it a little bit earlier here than usual. It was a great game. Blowout against the Marlins. Blowout against Sandy. What more can you ask for? But we'll be back here tomorrow night. I'm not sure if I'm going to the game tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear from my cousin about tickets or anything like that. So, if I'm going, you'll still get a recap regardless. So, I thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Check out everything in the description down below as well. And also, don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Get it for any Phillies home game, if you want to do a road trip, or any upcoming Sixers playoff games. Great deal. Don't pass up on it. Thank you, everyone, for joining again tonight.